This is Soy,
And this is Dyra,
and you're listening to Hair and Whatever.
Unfiltered Salon Talk. So this is Soy, and
Hey.
this is Dyra, and today we have a special guest on the show. Her name is Cara Gaisie. Cara Gaisie, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Absolutely. I am a life coach and I absolutely love it. I help women who are kind of confused and overwhelmed about their life situations find clarity and to move forward to create the life that they want to create.
Yes, love
Awesome.
that.
Awesome. So what we talking about, So
So today we are talking about what should you use? Professional products versus store-bought products. And that is such my pet peeve as a stylist. And we're going to talk about ways to deal with your ish with life coach Cara Gaisie.
Oh, yeah.
But first, let's give our hair crown of the week to Issa Rae.
Looking so fabulous.
So beautiful.
So goddess-like.
So
Yes. Oh
Like,
my God.
Just
She
so
was just
everything.
everything.
Yes.
And she was actually on the cover of Essence,
Essence.
guys, if you haven't seen it. Like, she looks freaking amazing.
Yes.
Yeah.
That cover was amazing. There's a couple of pictures where she just slayed and
Right.
like bomb.
Yeah.
And I love that because it's like she really does not, she like really embraces her natural hair. Like,
Yes.
she does. I've never seen her with her hair straightened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but in this picture she did have braids, didn't
Yeah,
she?
she had some
She had some
braids
like
and-
long braids and
Right.
like half was up and then
Half was down.
Yeah.
She
but
was
like
giving
she-
it to him.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
is. Like, she just like, she just embraces like
Her beauty.
her beauty. I love
Yes.
it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right. So what should you use? Store-bought products or
Well, you know what the hell what I was gonna say.
or professional products? And what is the difference for you?
Well,
Like
I
as a, stylist.
Well, obviously, for me, I feel like professional products are made just well. I feel like a lot of the store-bought products, they may be a little bit watered down because they are from, big conglomerates like corporations, like either Procter and Gamble, not to shit on them, or L'Oreal, and they're thinking about more like a bottom line, and they're not really thinking about, the stylist and the integrity of the client and keeping the hair. And I feel like when you deal with more industry products, that is typically that haven't sold to those big conglomerates, those big corporations, they're smaller companies and they do have a relationship with the stylist and the industry, and they're just involved in industry.
Right.
So that's why I'm like, I don't even know what the hell is down the aisle in Target. Like, when clients come to me and they're like, yeah, have you used Nina Rose or what is
Nina
it?
Rose?
I think it's Camille Rose.
Okay, yeah.
Nina Rose.
All of that, you know what I mean? I don't know, and I don't mean to sound bougie or whatever. It's just that I'm just industry. I'm for industry. I'm for the beauty industry. I'm for keeping the dollars with the salons, with the stylists, and not like.
And not so much like keeping it, not like that, right? Because you can buy it somewhere else. But
Yeah.
just, get quality products for your hair.
Right.
Because you are gonna see the difference.
Yeah.
So for a person who is like not in the beauty community and someone who's just, doing her hair every day, where do we find those industry products? Like, how do we access them? Because it's so easy to go in Target or a Walmart or wherever
Yeah,
you shop.
it's all about
and go down the
convenience.
aisle. So how do you find those products?
I say you go to, if you are, going to a professional,
Yeah.
you buy it from the professional.
Or,
And I feel like all the
sometimes
professionals.
you can go to Ulta and like Ulta.
Yeah,
or,
they're a step up, They're a step
right.
up. They sell, like some of the industry products, and you know what? Really, some of the industry products like are diverted online, but I don't typically like to, tell people that to go online because you just don't know what you're getting because they are diverted.
Because you could go to Amazon and purchase them, but
Yeah, but you don't know what you're getting.
Right,
you know what I
from
mean?
Amazon. So you could actually go to the actual website and you could get it online, or you can go to Ulta, or where else? I've bought some products. Sephora has
Sephora
products,
has.
you
Yeah.
know?
So again, being the newbie to this conversation, how do I know what's industry versus what's like store?
Well, then
Products.
that's a conversation that you have with, your hairstylist.
Got it.
Because he or she will be more educated in that.
Should be selling
Right.
industry products and not going to Sally's or
Yes.
whatever.
Right.
Or,
Got it.
you know what I
Right.
mean? Like,
And you could do your research online. 'Cause, like, I remember going through this whole, when I did the big chop, like just trying to figure out products
Yeah.
and what to, and I, what's the best deep conditioner, because that's what I want, like the best on my hair.
Yeah.
Yes. So there's just, and obviously, where you get it is Ulta. You have like higher end products.
So what is the
Yeah.
best deep conditioner?
The best deep conditioner?
Yes.
So the best deep conditioner
with us.
is Alpha Parf. I love Alpha Parf.
I
By far
love, man.
is the best for me.
Yeah.
And in my hair, and I've seen it in other, like using
Your
it in the
clients'
salon.
hair. Yeah.
It's by far the best, and they have like different lines. Whereas like, a reconstructor, they have like, a moisture line.
It's a treatment based line.
Right, exactly.
And this is our opinion, and this is what we've seen in our experience. I'm not saying that there's not other products out there that don't work. I'm just
Right.
saying this is what we've seen and what we've experienced.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then if it's not Alpha Parf, then for me it'll be Oidod. You can
and I
you
haven't
can get
used
that.
Oidod. I've heard
yeah,
it was
I've
really
used
good.
Oidod and they're good. You know,
Okay.
like to me it's like they're not Alpha Parf, but they're like right under. And then it's Diva Curl.
Yeah, Diva. I've used Diva
Yeah.
Curl. Diva Curl is pretty decent.
Right.
Like she put me onto
Okay.
Diva Curl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've heard of Diva Curl. I haven't
Yeah.
used many of their products.
And
but-
they're like obviously they're going to be pricier than, what was the name of the product that you just called?
What was in it? What?
The line that you just said earlier.
I don't even remember what it
Oh,
was.
well, you get it at Target.
Nina
Camille
Rose.
Rose.
Nina Rose.
Nina Rose.
Right. And hey, I'm not saying Camille Rose is not good. Like,
Yeah.
hey, I mean, if it works, use it. If you've seen results, use it. It's just me, I just prefer industry products.
Right.
It's just,
Right.
and that, it is what it is.
Some of those products are developed by women, like natural hair women, right? And then
Yeah.
they,
Yeah, but
mass
are they
produce it once
going
they-
to a chemist, like, or how are they just going? Because sometimes I can say, okay, well, I'm gonna make a deep conditioner, and I can go to a company that makes these
White label it.
and white label it.
Yeah,
You get what I'm
okay,
saying? So that's the thing. Like, are they white labeling their products and putting Camille Rose on it, or are
they like
really
whipping it up and putting their ingredients
Right.
and using, some real tea tree and all
exactly,
of this stuff.
and making sure that it is gonna work.
Or the
Yeah.
client they tested it out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And a lot of those companies, I guess, when they start off, like, you just don't have the money to do all of that.
Right.
Stuff. Like,
Yeah, because it's to make your own like concoction, it costs money, and
Right.
obviously going to scientists or whatever.
And not to mention, like, so I feel like some of these brands weren't even really, for hair at first.
Right.
They were
because
for
Shea Moisture,
skin. They were for skin.
was for skin.
Skin
Yes,
at first, and then
yes.
here comes and that's, I get it, that's capitalism, that's marketing, that all of that, I get it, but here comes the wave of
Right.
curly haired girls, and now the companies jump on the bandwagon, but they may not have the best quality to me, or works well,
Right.
I mean.
And like I said, some of them do work.
Yeah.
Like, they
Yeah.
serve the purpose, right?
Right.
Like I've seen like on a lot of like, these influencers on social media that they'll send them the products, they use it.
Yeah.
They're also getting paid to use the product.
Absolutely.
And posting it on social media.
Yeah.
And then 1 week they're using Camille Rose or Nina Rose. Then the next week they're using whatever it is, and the hair comes out the same. There's really no difference in their hair. Like,
Yeah.
oh, these are my results and all that stuff, and
Yeah.
They're getting paid.
they're getting paid for it. So they're it's just about a check. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
For a lot of
right.
people.
Yeah.
And so a lot of people look at the, YouTube University and look at that stuff and they're like, oh, she used so and so.
Because and also like I don't blame people because the information is not the right information is not out there.
Yeah.
You know?
And it's so saturated, you know what I mean?
Right.
So it's really hard for a novice, like
Yeah.
someone going in who doesn't know about their curl pattern to, they don't know. They just clicking on a channel and seeing this girl do her hair
Right.
and using this product and they're like, let me go to
Exactly.
Walmart and Target and get that product and that's going to work on my hair.
Right.
And
So,
that's
I
why
don't
you
blame
you
'em.
look under the sink and you have like
Millions
of
We need to have a product party because
Yes.
they give it away,
Yeah.
because it's
Exactly.
just like.
Right.
But I just really suggest that you research, go to a really good professional, that is industry, and talk to them. And one that goes to the hair shows and knows the latest technology and knows the latest products and keeping up with the industry.
Right.
And then you come up with a product that works, an industry product that works well, you guys,
Yeah.
with your hair.
Yeah.
That's
'Cause
my
it-
advice.
I think it feels like there's always like a word that's taken from like these big brands. Like let's just say now the big buzz is rice water. So like I wouldn't be surprised if
it's about to be a product infused with rice water.
Right.
Right.
or like
Every year there's a buzzword.
right. There's
Every
always,
single
like,
year. It
Yes.
was argan oil one year, and then it was what else? I don't know.
co-wash. I don't
right.
co-wash. Like,
Right.
I don't
Right.
think that should be a thing. It's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I've said it. Like it's like taking a shower with lotion.
Yes.
You know,
Don't get clean.
exactly.
Yeah.
So you need to clean your hair just like you're gonna clean your body.
Right.
Especially if you're not cleaning it every day. Like you gotta clean it once a week at least.
Yeah.
So what do you guys feel about like the silicones and some of the artificial ingredients in some of these products? Because I feel like some of those products that's in the store, they market themselves as natural products, and they don't have the silicones and some of the artificial ingredients. What's your thoughts on that?
Well, I don't think that products should contain silicone because it does sit on top of your hair.
Okay.
It should contain a natural oil.
Yeah.
But like when we say natural, like nothing is really natural. Like we're, like everything is made from, the periodic table is chemistry. You know what I mean? Like everything comes from, chemistry. So when something is natural, it could be something in a product that's used as a preservative and you have this name and they just don't know that that's the, chemical name or the...
Right.
what
Just
is it,
like peroxide, like they say ammonia free. Or
Yeah.
Right.
In order to lighten the hair,
Yes, you need a little bit
some
of
sort
ammonia.
Yes, absolutely.
And ammonia is not
Yeah.
bad. Purified ammonia is petroleum.
Yeah.
Lip balm. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So it's just like we just kind of get so this whole like natural movement. Listen, I'm Mother Earth, natural. I get it. You know what I mean?
Look, she's all green
You
too.
know what I'm saying? Like I'm like incense and patchouli and stuff. I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. You girls, like I know that. But like I mean, you have to use what's work. You're not gonna put junk on your hair, but you still want to use like quality products.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like since a lot of us are going natural and, you eat organic foods, you want to
Right.
put organic things in your hair. But I don't know.
It's almost
Right.
impossible sometimes to
to do
do
that. And
Yeah.
there's nothing wrong with like we're chemically made too. Like I mean, like
Yeah.
there's nothing wrong with.
Obviously, if it's like harmful, like
Yeah.
then obviously that's not.
Yeah.
We're not going to recommend that.
Like
but-
for instance, you don't want you want to have low. Like in Europe, they say stuff low shampoo, which is here they say sulfate free. You don't want heavy detergents in your shampoos.
Right.
America's just now kind of getting into it. Europe kind of always been kind of low shampoo. They have really
Okay.
strict regulations on their products over there. They're like real for like even like they can't flush certain things down the drain because it's like it has to be a standard. But over here it was kind of like the Wild Wild West. We were putting anything in our product, and now we're coming to understand that no, you don't need to have these heavy, salts and detergents in the product. So, I mean, just, keeping that at bay, but I mean, just everything like I hear people sometimes advertise something like, oh, well, you want to be able to, put what's on your hair that you can eat. I mean,
I mean,
I don't want to eat what's on my hair.
But I'm just saying, like, it's
okay,
just
so like I can make a do it yourself hair mask, right?
Right.
And that's something that I can eat, right?
Yeah.
You know, but at the end of the day, you still want to shampoo it out, right? And you're not gonna
Right.
eat
Some damn
shampoo.
shampoo.
Yeah.
You know, so it's just like, you know, sometimes
Come
people
on.
take it to
It's
a
just
whole
to
nother
take
level.
it to a whole
Yeah.
nother level.
So,
I get it. Like,
yeah.
you know, you just read, you know, your you just took African American studies and you all black, you know, power to people. You know what I'm saying? And natural and all that. I get it. But
yeah,
I mean,
next
come
year,
on.
next year is gonna
Shampoo
be
your hair. Use
next
some
year.
shampoo.
People are gonna be using kale water or
Quinoa.
a quinoa.
Yes. A quinoa wash.
infused wash.
Right.
Oh my God.
It's just when they see something like these companies just run with it.
They run with it.
Yeah.
And y'all
Yeah.
are telling them too.
Right.
Yeah.
They're looking at you and being like, oh, so the rice
So what they
water,
doing?
what they
Yeah.
doing now? Let me take notes. Oh, they doing rice water. Okay, so what we need to do, they head back to the boardroom. Excuse me, they're using rice water. That's the next thing, the rice water.
Right. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's our spiel.
Right. So why should you not use a box color soy?
Oh my gosh, it's blasphemy.
A box cutter. Okay.
Yes,
No, box color.
box color.
I said box cutter. What is that?
A DIY color. Listen,
Okay.
this,
Yeah.
I mean, there's just, I mean, for one, it's just wrong. Like, and see, this is what I'm talking about, like with the big companies and stuff. It's like these companies are pretty much preaching to y'all to do your own hair with, you know, your own color. Like, we got to go to school and get a license to handle color, but then they advertise to the regular person. That
Right, that's
it
so
just
true.
doesn't even make sense. You know what
Right,
I
like
mean?
you can't even like in if you're working at a salon, you know, you can't if you don't have your license, you can't
Apply color.
you can't
No,
apply
Yeah.
we'll
color.
get
Yeah.
a $500 fine if
Right.
they catch us
So,
without
but
a license.
the companies
but the companies
are selling that to do it yourself.
How
Does that make sense?
No.
Yeah.
But I guess it's like do it at your own risk, you know, versus
Right, but
It just
but
sounds
do it at your own risk. But then what if it comes out wrong? You get what I'm
Yeah.
saying? It's like you know, if you want to do hair, you got to get this license and spend X amount of hours in school and
Right.
you know
It's
spend
money.
X amount of money.
Yes.
But then you know they're not
Then the big companies sell it back to
right. Shouldn't it be like okay, well, no, they got to go to a professional.
interesting.
because actually the colors that you guys are using in the box have way more ammonia. It's blowing up the cuticle to get you light like that. You know, so
Yeah, because
you just-
aren't they like standard peroxide like 30? Like 30
yeah, 30,
volume?
yeah, 20 volume, 30 volume, 40 volume, you know, and they're blowing up your cuticles. Like
Right.
probably the pigments are just super large. Like it's just not really good color.
Yeah.
You know, you need to go to a professional, a colorist that knows about these things and use quality product once again. You know, and get your hair. I'm not gonna give myself a root canal. Like I'm not gonna
Right.
do that. Like I'm
Yeah.
gonna go to a dentist. Like, you know,
Yeah,
it's just certain things that you just need to go to a professional.
for it.
Yeah.
Sure.
I always
Yeah.
go to professionals for my color. I don't
Yeah.
trust myself.
Yeah.
Right. Unless you're a hairstylist.
Right.
If you're a hairstylist, then great. Do your
Yeah.
own color. But if you're not,
It's
you
like
know.
that we just had a client recently who was coming in often, and she just got color, and we used Alpha Parf, and her color like changed drastically. I wish I had a picture to show
I know.
you. It was like day and night. Like her color looked like
What
Like-
color was it?
it was like a
Like a
auburn,
yeah, like a
reddish.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it was like, how can I say, like it was dingy,
like muted.
you know, like muted.
Oh, she was coloring before
Yeah,
herself.
she was
yeah,
coloring at
she used
home.
Got
and
it.
then and then she recently came in and she
Yeah.
did the color.
Right.
And then we refreshed her
We
ends with
refreshed her ends with just like pigment, and her color. Oh my God, it was
It's
just,
kind of like what you guys were saying about like the industry products versus the store products, right?
Right.
It's the same concept.
Right, of
Like
course.
it's just a better quality
Right,
product.
exactly.
And then this line, Alpha Parf, like they're made out of like we should get paid from Alpha Parf.
I know.
really should.
Sponsored by Alpha Park.
Right.
Yeah. Because they're made in Italy, and they have so many like rules out there. Like
Yeah.
they can only put certain chemicals in their products. They'll get fined and all that stuff. So it's made like it's
made with integrity.
right.
Yeah.
And it's quality.
And
Awesome.
the technology behind it.
Yeah,
It's really
it's
awesome.
like it's the best science ever. And I've used like so many products in my life, and by far, Alpha Parv is like
Is it available to like the regular consumer here?
No.
Oh, got it.
You would have
Yeah.
to go to through a professional. And
Got
not all
it.
professionals sell it.
Got
Not
it.
all of them know about Alpha Parv.
Got it. Yeah.
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 So
Sounds good.
yeah. So
Go to a professional.
And the moral of the story is
Right.
yeah, I mean, and obviously, like we love Alpha, but if we had to recommend, it would be Oidad and Diva Curl.
Those are really good.
Yeah.
for color as well. Or
No,
I've
just
never-
for like styling products.
Oh, got it.
Yeah,
Okay.
deep conditioners.
Yeah, stuff like that.
Yeah, as don't people do not dye your hair
so
at
just
home.
don't die.
unless you like I've done it myself. I'm not gonna lie, but would it come out the same? And even me, like I just did these highlights, and I did them myself, right? And if I had done the color like using like store-bought products, it would have had come out the same way,
Right.
And my hair is still 100%. Like it feels good. You just colored your hair
Yes,
recently,
yes.
And do you feel like you compromised your curls or
Oh,
anything
no,
like that?
no.
Right. So
So I did my color.
yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's Diva Curl Oidad. That's my recommendation.
Yeah, if you're gonna go store bought.
Right.
And I'm sure there's other ones out there. I just don't know.
Yeah.
I'm a little bougie.
So
Do you guys
somebody-
have your own line of products?
Yeah,
Yeah?
I do.
Yeah, she does. And I have my oil. Like I
Okay.
do, my oil. I haven't like the reason why I haven't gotten into making my own deep conditioner, because that's my next thing that I'm gonna do.
Yeah.
Is because obviously it takes money, and I want to. I want to go through a chemist. And,
Yes.
like make sure
You want to
that
perfect it.
I want to perfect the formula.
Yeah. That makes sense.
But for now, I do have my hair oil, guys. So
And it's really good.
yeah, and the reason why, like, I don't, I created it. It was, it was easy, easy, like hair food, you know what I'm saying. So it's like, even if you don't want to buy products, like you could make a do it yourself home hair mask,
Yeah.
yeah, with it, So I recommend, I send out like a little, recipes of, ingredients for hair mask and all that stuff
Okay.
to use and all that. But, if you have to go with other products, then, those are my recommendation. And if you want a good hair oil, go to www.royalhairgoddess.com.
No, it's really good.
Shameless
I
plug.
love it. I love her oil.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. But yeah, so somebody slipped into our DM.
And what they say, girl.
So Tamara from San Francisco, she wanted to know, her question was, I want to change my hair color. Will it change my curl pattern? And we were just talking about this. Mm-hmm. So what do you think, Soy? Would it change the curl pattern?
Well, yes, in a way. With color, depending on what color you get. I mean, color is, if you get a permanent color or if you get highlights, yes, it's gonna change your curl pattern a little bit. It is just like heat will change your curl pattern. Now, it won't. It shouldn't change it to the fact that it will be straight, though. It'll change it a little bit, but not straighten the hair.
Right.
Yeah, anything that you're gonna do as far as like manipulation, like heat manipulation, color manipulation, because color is a chemical. It's gonna go in because it's going into your cuticles. It's gonna change
Right,
the
the
structure.
color.
It's gonna change it. So I mean, but it shouldn't straighten or damage the curls. And you just have to, do a lot of deep conditioning and
Putting,
treatments.
like do a protein treatment to put protein back into the hair. That's what I do. Like, I do a reconstructor. I've been doing, ever since I did my highlights, I've been doing the reconstructor. I do plan on doing a protein treatment. And just leave it alone. Don't continue to straighten it after you've, like, done the color, because that's another way to to compromise your curl pattern, you know?
So again, for the novice, why are protein treatments good after color?
Because when you're doing color, you're removing protein from your hair.
Okay.
So you want to put protein back into your hair. And not all protein treatments are, a lot of people do
like amino acids.
but you recommend the amino acids, right?
Or keratin.
Keratin, right? Because it's the one that is actually imitate like your actual protein that you have.
Like
okay.
It's actually like adding to the amino acid chain, of the hair. I do not recommend the plexis. I don't think the plexis are like sitting on top of the hair and building up. That's a different type of technology.
Okay.
I recommend a technology that's going to be closer to the one that you actually have in your hair, like which is a keratin, which is an amino acid, the actual building blocks of the cuticle. So I recommend those over the plexis.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So why does color seem to dry your hair out sometimes? What's that about?
Because, anytime you, like, removing pigment from your hair, it's going to be drier.
Okay.
You notice, like, a lighter hair is drier. Just
okay.
naturally. You know? Less pigment, drier. More
So like a
pigment,
blonde
moisture.
is drier than like a dark brown.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, less pigment.
Okay.
It's just always just drier. Yeah.
Didn't know
Had to
that. Fun
do
fact.
with the melanin.
Yeah. Yeah.
So-
and then that's why you always want to do deep conditioners
conditioner.
too.
Okay.
It's important to do deep conditioners all the time. I every time I shampoo my hair,
She
do
does a deep conditioner. And you could have like super, super light, like highlighted hair, like really a high lift, and have moisturized hair, which doesn't feel dry if you do the right things.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So it'll change the curl pattern, but you just have to, it shouldn't change it to where it is like straight. It's gonna change it some, but not to where it's straight.
Yeah.
And do those right things, and you'll be all right. Go see a professional.
Don't do it yourself.
Always.
All right, so let's get into the whatever and ways to deal with your shit, whatever, with life coach Cara Gaisie. So what made you go into life coaching?
So I have been an accountant, a CPA for 15 years.
Money, money, money.
Just counting that money, honey. I was really good at it. Always have been good at math, but it was never my passion. You know how you have those things that you're really good at and you can make money easily at, but
Right.
you don't get up like, oh, I get to go do this today.
Right.
So when I found life coaching, I was like, oh, I get to go do this today. It was my passion.
When you said you just found life coaching, how
Yes.
did you find it?
I was reading a book by Jen Sincero, You're a Badass at Making Money. And she was talking about coaching women to write their first book. And a lot of women make all these excuses like, I want to write a book, but I don't have any time. I don't have, the resources. My kids are small, whatever. And she was saying that she was coaching women. I was like, ooh, what is that about?
Right.
So I looked into it a little bit more and I found life coaching. That's how I just kind of Googled it. CTI, one of the coaching institutes, came up. It really wasn't my thing, but then I found the life coach school and I was like, this is what I want to do. Like it was like a light bulb that
You
clicked
went to
that
the
I
life
was like,
school. So did you go?
it's called the Life Coach School.
Oh, wow.
It's a generic name.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, that's the name of the school, the Life Coach School. And I just got certified as of yesterday.
Oh,
I'm a
congratulations.
certified
You
life
certified?
coach.
Okay.
Yes.
So, so that's my passion. I really want to help people like get over all of the drama on why they can't create the results they want and actually do it.
Right.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And so who do you cater to?
So my ideal client would be like a working mom who, are having issues with her kids. Like she loves her work. She's pursuing her work, but has all these. Yes. Soy's my ideal client. She loves her work, but you know, she can't make it. Like maybe she sets a money goal to make $100,000 in her business, but she doesn't do it because of because of her mind first, because she's telling herself, you know, I don't have the time to, you know, book the clients. I don't have the time to serve the clients. I don't have the time to look at my pricing and figure out, you know, all these things I need to do to get that result. Like we sit down and we talk about it, and we talk about all the mind drama, and we will create a plan to get there. And then that's when the fun part begins, because all the obstacles come up, and then we create a strategy for each one of those obstacles.
Oh, that's so great.
Yeah.
Okay, so you implement an execution plan.
An execution plan, because
Awesome.
you have the ability to do it. You have the answers as well. It's just the drama that comes up in your mind on why you can't do it, why it's not possible for you to do it right now.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
And that's with all of us too. I mean,
Right.
a lot of us will make like a lot of excuses of, you know, they can't, why we can't. We don't have
Yes.
enough time. We don't have enough time to work out. We don't have enough time to do this.
Right.
And we
when
set the limit. And then when you set the limit, then it becomes the limit.
Absolutely. When you say, so think, for example, you tell your spouse or your partner, hey, babe, I lost my phone. Do you know where it is? And he's watching this game on TV, right? And he's like, no, I don't know where it is. And he goes right back to watching that game, because when you say, I don't know, your brain shuts off consciously and unconsciously. But if you're like, I'm figuring it out, I'm working on it, I'm going to try this, then you can receive ideas about it, right?
Right.
Instead of
Least
just saying,
resistance.
I don't know. Because when you say, I don't know, you just kind of forget about it,
Right.
right? It's
Yeah.
out of sight, out of mind.
Right.
Yeah.
That makes so much sense.
Yeah.
So obviously you give individual advice to, you know, towards that person, whatever they're going through.
Absolutely.
Whatever help they need, you give individual advice.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Yes. So it's a plan right now. I work one-on-one with clients. So it's totally tailored to them and to what their problems and their issues are and what results they want to create. Yeah.
Now, do you advise that people should be intentional about their days?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely, you should be
Because I know we spoke
intentional.
about this a little bit
At the
at
Salon, right? Yeah, because I mean, it's like your brain. This is what Brooke Castillo, the life coach school owner, says. She's like, your brain is like a toddler with a knife. It's so innocent, right? Imagine your toddler, 2 years old, walking around with a knife. It doesn't know it has a knife in its hand, right? But it goes around and like stabs things unintentionally. It's so innocent. And that's how your brain is on default. Like it has a tendency to go to the worst case scenario. And unless you step back and be aware that it's going there, it's like stabbing you. And before you know it, you're like, I'm so tired. I'm so frustrated. I'm so overwhelmed. And you're like, where did this come from? Because we're not aware that our brain is doing that.
Right.
You know, on the regular.
Wow.
Yeah.
And how do you go ahead? Oh, you gonna say something?
No. Go ahead.
Well, how do you what do you like? Are there like certain steps? Like I know you said that you would, you go through, an execution plan. Is there like a structure that you set up? Like,
Yeah, over the 6 weeks. So it
Yeah.
depends. It depends on the client and what the client is bringing to the situation. And a lot of times a client might say, I want to work on weight loss. I want to go from 200 pounds to 100 pounds. But then like step one is like just loving yourself, right? Because
And I'm sorry, how do you
Yeah.
tell somebody, okay, so like I want to learn how, like if I'm telling you, I want to
Yeah.
learn how to love myself.
yes.
What would you tell me?
My first question will be, why don't you love yourself? Right? The client has all the answers, right? And they just don't ask themselves these hard, powerful questions to go deep, So the first step is like, why don't you love yourself? Well, my stomach is, I've had a few babies and I've got these rolls and stuff like that. But you got to love the rolls before you can lose them.
Right.
That's the thing. You think you need to lose the rolls to love yourself? It's
you
the
need to
reverse.
go down to the
It's the
DR and
opposite.
get a little
Little
tuck,
tuck.
a little
Yeah.
BB. What you call it?
Brazilian
mommy makeover.
Yes, you can lose it naturally, or you can do that. No shame, right?
Right.
Whatever you want to do, but you can lose it naturally. But it first starts with loving yourself, and that first starts with just accepting yourself. Like, you may not be able to go from I hate my body to I love my body, but you can go from I hate my body to I have a body, and I'm so happy for what it does for me.
That's so
You know?
true. Like, you know what? Like, yeah, because there's people out here, you know, that
That
wish they
don't
had
have
a stomach or had some arms or had some legs.
Absolutely.
Or you know what I
Right.
mean? So,
Yes,
yeah.
yes. It's so easy to go
and you
to
have
what I don't
you have the legs, you have
Right,
the
that don't
arms,
have.
you have the legs, you have the arms to go take your ass to the fucking gym.
Yes.
Get on that damn treadmill and work it out.
100%.
Right. I mean, no shade, because I know it's hard. Like, especially like I have, you know, a busy
But
schedule.
see,
But
I
what
want
would
to
you say?
challenge that thought.
that-
You
right.
know I'm coming.
Yeah. But if I was to
just said, I
say,
know it's hard.
yeah,
Right.
so
She just told her
it's
brain
hard
that
Right.
it was
to go
hard.
to the gym. So what would you tell me after that?
When you say it's hard, I would say, okay, why is it so hard? It's always a why question with me. Like, I want to understand. So if you think it's hard to go to the gym, let's do this real quick. Why is it so hard?
Well, because I have a busy schedule.
Okay, tell me everything you got to do.
Okay. So, you know, take my son to school, well, make him breakfast in the morning, take my son to school, work, then after that, go to work again. And then once I leave work, go to my fourth shift, which is, you know, homework and cooking. And
pick him up from school.
pick him up from school and all that stuff.
Right.
And, you know, then it's time to shower, and I'm exhausted at that time.
Yeah. So it's so interesting, right?
And then it's like Netflix and chill.
No,
You do it all over
No,
again.
it's not. I literally sometimes watch like maybe 5 minutes of, and then this is like just a typical day. Like,
Yeah.
you know, but there's other things that whether I have to fill orders and, you know, go to the post office, run errands. go
But
to the
honey,
grocery
you know
store.
what? You don't have to do any of those things. You don't have to do.
Oh no, I gotta pick up my son.
right.
Baby girl.
But seriously, like, think
Defects
about
gonna
the
be
difference
calling.
in this, right? I have to do something. I have to go pick up my son from school, or I want to go pick up my son from school,
I want
so
to,
I don't go to
'cause-
jail.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Because
So the
defects will be-
defects doesn't come. Like,
yeah.
it's that brain shift of, you know, feeling obligated to do something versus feeling a desire to do something. That motivation may come from a consequence, or it may come from, you know, an aspiration or inspired action.
Right.
But regardless, you want to do that because you don't want to suffer that consequence, or because you want to achieve that goal. You don't have to do anything.
I mean, I don't.
You don't even have to live.
I mean,
You know?
yeah.
That's true. You can take yourself out anytime.
Yeah.
Anytime.
Get tired of
See,
this
but
place.
I decided to have this child.
Right.
You know?
It's a choice.
Yes,
It's
it's
a
a brain
choice.
hack of like what you feel, because anything you do is because of the way you feel.
It is. All of
Right?
this is a feeling. It's a
It's
big feeling.
all a
world.
feeling.
Here you go. So
It's
everything's
just
a
feeling. We
feeling.
just here to feel. God damn. It's
Yes.
just like, it's nothing. This
Should-
life is just feelings.
Yeah,
That's
but
all it is.
It really is.
but sometimes you gotta get out of your feelings
okay
to
yeah.
make, you know, choices, because it's
And
all,
that is always said, like, just get out
Get
your
out your
feelings.
feelings.
Should we be getting out of our feelings?
I don't
Or
think
should we
so.
be
I
feeling?
think you should change your thoughts so that you feel differently.
right.
Again, like, because you're gonna feel regardless. You can't get around feeling.
No,
We're
it's a
feeling
feeling-ass
billions.
world.
Amen, sister.
Yeah.
We're feeling beings.
In
So
this
if you don't
dimension.
want to feel that overwhelm or that
Yeah.
confusion, change your thought.
There's a book by
Eckhart Tolle.
yeah.
Yeah.
What is it called?
He has several.
Yeah, he has several, but he in one of them he's talking about just you know, being a human and
Yeah.
like just not feeling anything, because part of being a human is like, you know,
He said not feeling?
not to remove those feelings, because sometimes it's all about a feeling. Like, you do things based on a feeling. Like, you know, like I've ever since, you know, you came into the salon,
Yeah.
like, I've been very intentional with my son as far as like, well, this is it, and if you don't want, if these are the rules,
Right.
so I've been
absolutely.
doing that.
Yeah.
So like, it's been working, and he's like, you know, like it's also like in the beginning stages where he's more so like, oh, you know, like we'll deal with it. That's it. You know, and now he's getting over it. You know, and I'm even telling my mother to do those things, like you know, and just like it's out of sight, out of mind, and and shifting my thought to something
about the situation. Instead of getting so frustrated about it.
He'll be like, oh, you know.
Absolutely.
So now
it would make you be like,
yes.
Right. Yeah.
It's like when our children cry, we don't want to hear that sound. Like as mothers, it's like, oh, you know, ever since they were babies, it's like, why are they crying? Let me fix it. Right. That's how we've been trained. But honestly, let them cry.
And not only that, but children, that's the form of communication.
Yes.
So whether
annoying as well.
But after they can talk, it's really not.
It's more
they can use their speech.
Right.
It's manipulation.
It could be.
It is.
What's manipulation?
When a child cries, like if he doesn't get his way, like how many I was gonna say like the race, but how many children don't you see in a store where a child is like
crying to get something,
and then they're like on the floor and all that stuff, like, and you know,
and kicking.
What do you think it is? What do you think it is?
They just want something, but you can't.
Yeah,
and that's the way that, and they don't know how to control their emotions.
But it's also a way like to get what they want.
Right. But you can only allow yourself to be manipulated. No one can force manipulate
you. Right, but they are trying to be, you know, manipulative. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. That's what they're trying to do.
I don't know, because I mean, they only experience this short amount of time on this planet, so maybe that's just where they are.
Yeah,
and you know, this is how I know how to deal with, no, I'm not going to get this candy bar. No, you cannot have this. And that's through their experience, they're just like, this is how they know how to respond, is like,
but if you respond, but sometimes, because let's just say if you're at the salon, you know, you'll give, you know, like as a mother, because you don't want to disturb other people, here's the lollipop, you know, just to shut up. You know? So if you feed into that, you know, then it's just like, well, I got it before. Let me do it again as a child.
Yeah. Or you can just let the baby cry. Because why are you stopping? Because you are pleasing the people around you, right?
Yeah, that's so true.
But we feed into it sometimes.
And pleasing yourself. I know my mother said that she used to do this story. She had this story where she said that I used to act so crazy and I would like fall out and didn't want to go. So she would just like walk away from me. Yeah. Like I was leaving. Like she was leaving. Mm-hmm. And then I would just come like running behind her like, no, don't leave.
You can choose to make it a moment of entertainment for everyone, right? Yeah. Your mom was like,
all right, you want to act crazy and fall out on the floor right there? All right, okay.
Yeah.
See you later.
Yeah.
Don't know how you're getting home.
I love it. I love it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's just like
it's a shift in your mind, you know.
It all goes back to the marvelous mind,
right?
Mm-hmm. It's that one asset that we wouldn't trade for the world,
right?
I'll give my hand, I won't give my mind,
right? So do you like, let's just say
women
who are like, let's say, because I know you're like, you cater to women, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yes.
A woman wants to get over like a divorce or a breakup, would you take that client? Or?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. I mean, I think all of that, relationships go back to self-love. I think it goes back to, I think we come,
girl.
we come in with 100% capacity to be loved, right? And that never changes. And a lot of times when a man or someone doesn't love us, we think it's about us.
Right.
It's absolutely not about you. It's about that person's capacity to love. Mm-hmm. Some people don't have a big capacity to love because they don't first love themselves. It's kind of like that analogy of putting your mask on. If you're in an airplane and it's going down, put your own face mask on before you help someone else.
Yeah,
it's the same thing with love. You know, you got to love yourself and fill yourself up so that you're overflowing with abundance to give it to somebody else.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you just keep looking for things external to fill you up.
Right.
And that'll never happen. Right. Like you'll just keep looking because that's going to shift and something else will shift and that person goes and you're still looking.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what advice, like, let's just say I'm your client.
Yeah.
And like, so Kara, I'm just going through a breakup. I don't know how to get over it. Like,
Right.
what would your advice be?
I would ask you, is that relationship complete?
And
Is it-
meaning?
Meaning, is it done? Like a lot of times we're in and we're out, we're not quite sure. And we don't have to focus on the bad in a relationship. You can choose where you focus. You can take all of the goodness and say, that's my story, I'm taking into my future. You know, it could have been rocky times and good times, but you get to write that story to take into your future.
Preach, girl.
Yeah, because I mean that's with anything. Like there's
Yeah.
always
Yes.
life is gonna give it to you.
Yes.
It's gonna give you the business. Like it's gonna give it. So it's just how you respond to the business.
100%.
You're gonna have it with whoever. If you leave that relationship and go
Yes.
with somebody else, it's gonna be the business with them too.
Yeah. And if you're
know?
focusing on, oh, he cheated on me, then in the next relationship,
Yeah,
you're
that's
going to be
not a deal
looking and seeing, oh, is he cheating on me? You
Right.
know?
Yeah.
It's what you take from that relationship. You can take all the good and take it right into the next relationship and give that person a fresh slate, or you can take all the stuff that happened and wait for it in this relationship. And
Right.
if you wait for it, you're probably
Gonna
going
get
to
it,
find
get
it
it.
and
Yeah.
create it because
Right.
you're looking to find it.
Right.
Yeah.
That was good. That was really good.
Do you think that like there's like millions of people? Well, not millions, but like you know how people like say that like there's like soulmates and stuff like that. Don't
Yeah.
you think that there's like maybe a couple hundred?
Absolutely. I mean, I think you have chemistry, right? You have sexual chemistry, you have emotional chemistry. But
no. Let's just take a moment.
take a moment for that. All right.
For what
take a
she just
moment.
said.
I'm just saying, like, I mean, Hollywood and Disney will make you believe that, like, oh my God,
Happily ever after, and you
it's
know,
just one soulmate and
No.
da da da.
No.
I mean, we just
Yeah.
haven't met all the men in the
Right.
world.
Yeah, absolutely. And your relationship with anyone is just your thoughts about them.
Right.
100%.
Yeah.
Right? So you can create this amazing relationship with anybody you
With
choose
anyone.
to.
Right.
Right? If you
Right.
focus on what you love about them, nobody's going to have 100% of everything that's on your little
That's
list.
so
Right.
true.
Right? Nobody will. Nobody's going to have 100% of everything. It's
everybody's
worth
gonna come.
repeating.
Yeah, everybody's
Right.
gonna come with some
So
bullshit.
you get to focus on.
It's
but you
whose
get to
bullshit
focus
you want
on
to
it.
deal with.
Exactly.
Yes, absolutely. Like I'm 5'2", and my husband's like 5'9", and like mid relationship, I could be like, oh, but I want to be with somebody that's 6 feet,
Yeah, that's
You know?
taller.
That's me too.
right? And I could be like, oh, but you too short, right?
I am.
But I don't focus on that. I focus on everything else I love about him. And I don't mind his height, but I'm just saying you can pick and you can nitpick, you know,
To the-
somebody.
You can nitpick to the cows come home. Right.
Absolutely. Or
Right.
you can find that thing that
Be
you
like,
want and
yeah,
be
he
like,
5'9",
oh, I
but
love
he smell
him.
good, or
Right.
he 5'9", but he good with our kids.
Yes.
And he 5'9", but da da
He
da.
throw it down.
Absolutely. 100%.
Don't be sleeping on them slow.
Right.
Man.
Especially the ones from Ghana.
Okay.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Exactly.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah. So that's good.
Yeah.
So people
Yeah.
just focus on, you know, the good things about a person. You know, like it's
100%.
not, you don't always have to,
Or your life.
because everybody, I feel like everybody makes
Yes.
mistakes, right? Like we
Yes.
all make mistakes. We're flawed as
Yes.
humans.
Yes.
Wait, is that like,
I don't think we're flawed. It's just that we're just experiencing different things.
No.
Right? We're not
Absolute-
flawed.
we're not flawed.
We're,
Yeah.
Right.
I feel like
we all come from different backgrounds and different,
Yeah.
you know, things
Right.
that we've, you know, from our childhood. And as an adult, I feel like when you're like stuck in your ways, it's hard to like, you know, and when you're in a relationship with another adult, you know, like it's hard to kind of look in the mirror and kind of judge yourself, not judge yourself, but change or be better,
Yeah.
you know? So like, I just believe like everybody, you know, accept people for who they are and look at the
Yes.
good things about a person,
Yes.
you know?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Everybody is making their unique contribution to this world, right?
That's
And
right.
everybody has, you know, is here for this place and time because it's all part of it. They have a
is.
piece of it.
like
Right.
the
So,
whole bigger picture. That's
the
why they
bigger
say that we're like
picture.
all in this together. Like
Yes.
we're stuck on this planet together, y'all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like for real, like what you do, like maybe somewhere, like it's like the butterfly effect. Like, you know, like a butterfly over there will create a tsunami over here. Like what you do is gonna affect someone.
Yes,
Absolutely.
So you more about everything happens for a reason, or are you? Is it more about choices that you make?
I believe that we have what we call agency in our lives, and that's the ability to make our own choices. Like, I don't believe personally that there's this destined path for me. I believe I can choose.
It's written, like people would say, like it's written in the book. It's just
is it? Because that's kind of contradicting, right? So, like, and I'm not saying for you for what you're saying, because I understand what you're saying. But from a person who's coming from a spiritual or like religion and reads the Bible, everything is written in the book. Yeah. Right?
Yes.
So how can you manipulate that? Like, like, are you know what I'm saying?
Like there's no flexibility.
There's no flexibility, but then God did give you,
absolutely.
free will.
Yeah, right. I mean, if it's serving them to believe that, 100% believe it, But if it's not serving you and you want to make some different choices in your life to create some different results, then do it. Give it a try. But if that's serving you, that mindset that it's written, I'm just walking along the path, do you.
Yeah. But you believe that,
I do. And I don't believe fighting with the past. Like, what has happened in my past
is gone.
It's meant for me. I'm this person today because of that. Because of the parents I believe that I chose. Because of everything that I went through with my parents and all of that. Because of my story, I am who I am today.
Right. So you believe that you chose your parents?
I do.
That's what Louise Hay says, too.
That
you choose, that we choose. Like our source. Wherever the source that we came to experience this dimension, this experience, and we chose to be where we are.
That's like so deep.
Right.
Like we chose our parents, like we chose these situations because we wanted to feel
and grow and evolve, right, to the next version of ourselves.
Right.
Absolutely.
That's so awesome. Like if you can really choose, like, damn, I wanna be her, and I wanna grow, and I wanna feel these emotions. That's so deep.
It is.
Yeah. And think about the people who choose the parents who abuse them.
I know.
Like, that's part of their story too. And their evolution.
Right.
And they get to choose, like, it's just the difference between, like, oh, that happened to me and I'm a victim, versus I chose that so I can have a victory.
Right.
It's that simple.
Yeah. It's just the way that you look at it.
Yeah, you can reframe anything in your past.
Well, they say the light at the beginning of at the tunnel is a light out of another vagina.
What? Say what?
So what we talking about?
All right.
What did they say? Like the light. Like they see a light, and it might just be into like you're coming out another daggone vagina. Like, you know what I mean? Like another bright light coming out.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll take it.
Yes.
Just saying.
Yeah.
And on that note.
We're done.
Yes. Till the next vagina.
Right. Until the next vagina. You know what I mean? Hey.
Well, thank you so much for coming on the show.
It was my pleasure, ladies.
Yes, that was fun. Check her out. Where can they find you?
They can find me on YouTube, Gaisie Coaching, and on Instagram.
Okay.
New to Instagram at Gaisie Coaching.
Okay.
Awesome.
Yeah. That's awesome. All right, guys. Well, if y'all have any questions, go ahead and slip into the DM. And you can find us at Hair and Whatever podcast on Instagram, Hair and Whatever on YouTube, Hair and Whatever on iTunes podcast.
Yep. And we out.
SoundCloud. Peace.